Quality music exists in the world, and you're not necessarily hearing it on the radio.
We want to put on a great show for people. We just try to carve our little niche, try to just listen to our fans and listen to the festival goers and see what they want to hear and trust our gut.
We want more for Chinook Fest from our artists, and so that authenticity of the artists is kind of a big deal.
We didn't want to deal with any divas. We didn't want to deal with any of that. We knew that, you kind of have to have that certain personality to be able to come up, camp in the woods for 3 days. And we wanted bands that were really cool to hang out with because they were just going to be up there the whole weekend.
Obviously, we want to have high caliber bands that are awesome and incredibly talented, but it's more people that we want to hang out with and camp for the weekend and enjoy other bands with and introduce them to our friends and family and have them be part of what we're building. That's really how it started.
Cody and I are as thoughtful as we can be with the money that we have to spend to bring artists through. And part of that is looking at artists and their potential. And we've had some wins in that regard over the years.
We got an email from a booking agent. Immediately after hearing his voice and the music, I was like, that is going to resonate with our people. We have to have this guy. And that was Sturgill Simpson. And lo and behold, the next couple months after we had booked him, he ends up on like all the late night shows, big tours, big festivals.
He had pretty much taken off somewhere between signing our contract with us and hitting our stage. And to his credit, he honored that contract and came and played for us. So what a special moment that was.
Another one that we're really proud of is Lucas Nelson. Lucas comes from a family name of one of the most renowned musicians of our time.
Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real. His dad is Willie Nelson, but his career in and of itself had really not taken off at the point that he played Chinook Fest, and he has subsequently taken off.
Afterwards, the coolest part was that he hung out at the after party jam around the campfire where everybody's just sharing songs. And during that time, the Little Smokies were here, who have also done amazing things. A guy named Matt Rieger, the Reverend, was in Blake Noble's band, and they're sitting around playing with Lucas Nelson, and then the Little Smokies are playing bluegrass, and it's just this beautiful thing that's happening. And lo and behold, after the festival, Little Smokies picked Matt up and went on the road, and he's still in the band, and they are killing it.
It's so important to play for audiences like this because that's how you can tell what song's going to stick. And Chinook Fest is the audience that's going to be singing that chorus back to you the second time around.
It started with just bands we know. We bring back a lot of those bands year over year, looking at survey data from the festival itself to find out what bands people really liked. And then also, we always put out a post and say, who do you want to see?
What felt like a real get was the Cadillac 3.
Of course, Cadillac 3.
Cadillac 3 was really fun and loud and really fun.
Cody,
of course.
Cody BB and the Crooks.
Cody BB and the Crooks.
And Shane Smith
and the Saints. Austin
Jinx, of course.
Robert
John.
Robert John and the Wreck. I don't know. Are they rock stars yet? They should be.
Hill Stomp.
Always.
Blake Noble.
Watching Blake do what he's done so many times on that side stage and just bring the energy in the crowd out there.
Jesse Daniel.
The Wicks.
Little Smokies are badass.
The Band of Heathens. Jelly Bread.
Jared James Nichols.
Hannah Dasher. If she doesn't just absolutely blow up and skyrocket to the top of the charts, I will be absolutely flabbergasted. One of the biggest challenges that we have is that we're in the corner of the United States. I've heard different musicians that I've played with from Nashville talk about, well, to get to the Northwest, it's just as easy to fly to the UK.
Central Washington was sort of a forgotten landscape for bands as they were touring through the West Coast or the Northwest, and would never even consider Central Washington as a market, as a place to stop and play. We do work with a tiny, tiny budget in the scheme of producing music festivals.
Budget is a challenge. You know, when we started the festival, I don't even know what we spent the first year. It was like nothing. We had a lot of favors. When it really comes down to it for us, every dollar counts. Our headliners might be around the $15,000 to $20,000 mark. And if you think about doing the math on how many tickets we have to sell for that person to make that money make sense, does it make sense? I don't know, you know? And so we always battle with that.
The physical size of Jim Sprague Park limits how many people we can fit in there. We have to be really careful about the lineup, right? We can't just spend a bunch of money on a big band that's gonna sell tickets because we can't sell enough tickets to pay them.
If you go to White River or the Gorge and there's 10,000 people there, you don't really get the same flavor that you get at Chinook Fest. I think that makes a difference for the performers, and it certainly does for everybody that's listening.
One of the great things about it is the people that are on stage are part of the people that's just wandering around. So you're elbows with everybody.
The opportunity, I think, for the festival goers to have an intimate experience and be able to interact with the artists after their set or before their set, it's really cool.
I mean, there are people who love the headliners, but they actually come for somebody who's not the headliner.
I think it makes it unique. It's a unique place for people to come and play and to meet new people in a smaller market that are going to remember them forever. And they will come here and remember this place forever too.
Chinook Fest is so unique. It's personable, it's welcoming, it's classy, it's a happy, hippie, trippy, hell of a good time.
You never know what bands are going to be playing at Chinook Fest. One thing you do know is that they are very authentic, they're original, and so you don't really want to miss any of them.
The reason that I got into this industry in the first place is because it mattered very deeply to me to be in a position where I could connect artists and fans in a very meaningful way. For me, I do get to live out kind of what I aspire to each time a band has a great experience at Chinook Fest and fans have a great experience with that band.
This doesn't suck. Thank you.
Grunge was a long time ago. We can't just keep putting our hat on that, you know what I mean?